name is Brittany Kimball. I am the owner and creative director of Studio Plush. Studio Plush is a luxury service beauty studio, and we are based in Grandview, Missouri, the greater Kansas City area. Today I'm making this video just to do a little introduction of myself and to explain to you how I found my why. For those of you who don't know what that means, your why is basically your reason for doing the things that you do. Why did you start your business? Why are you going to college? Why are you taking the trade that you're taking? Why are you going on the path that you're going on to? Like what sparks that energy for that why? Why do we get up in the morning? Why do we do the things that we do? Why do we have the ambitions and goals that we do? So I first want to start out with explaining a little backstory of how, of my life, or me finding my why. I'll just say that. So I think I will start. The first time anyone asked me about my why, sounds pretty cliche, but it was with a network marketing company. I won't disclose any names of the network marketing companies that I've worked with, but that's one of the things, like, to find your goal, or is to find your why do you do things, so that way when things start getting like frustrating, or you kind of lose track or lose sight of the goal that's ahead, you remember your why and why you're doing the things that you're doing, and going on the path that you're going on. So that was the first time anyone asked me, and I was like, well, I want more money, duh. At the time I had just one kid. Me and my husband, we had a 1-year-old, and the professional field was just kind of iffy, and I was self-employed. So there were, a couple of, financial run-ins, for my husband and myself, and I was like, I just want more money, but as time goes on, and as like my clientele grew, as I started to find more of a niche of things that worked for me, be it direct sales, or with my own beauty company, or in my own beauty business, I just saw myself getting really tirelessly busy. I was just taking any and every client that I could, and then it got to the point where my husband and I kind of like switched places, where at first he was just like working nonstop, and then he kind of had like a reset and vision, like, why am I working so hard like this, and I'm not engaged in things that are going on at home. Then it got flipped to him being at home more, and then I was like, oh my gosh, like my clientele is building up, and like I'm getting more money, and but then I was kind of like running myself ragged, because I wasn't charging what I was worth at the time. Even though I kept getting like education, I just wasn't understanding. I feel like I was just like running, and it just didn't seem like enough. So my first step in actually finding, or fine-tuning and finding the real why, was I took a boot camp course for beauty professional and entrepreneurs at Sydney Kimball, which is my sister-in-law, her salon, Royalty Room. And she had a business coach, Rashana Campbell, come and kind of like guide the program as well. And we had to make like vision boards, and it wasn't like, don't just throw up a bunch of like pretty pictures, like really put down the things that are important to you and what you want to see for yourself, for your family, like what you want to envision yourself doing in the next 5 years. And so, I mean, just like there were some questions they were asking that really just like sat through into my core, like, why am I working? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Like, why am I going so hard? I don't feel like I'm seeing a return in things. And then I, came to the resolution that I really just want to find balance. Like, to me, success wasn't just like being rich and having a lot of money. I just wanted to be, I just wanted to be comfortable with everything. I didn't want to always feel like I had to go. But I also didn't want to be like looking for when am I gonna get my next client, or when's the next check gonna come through, or anything like that. So it really challenged me to look at the things that I was doing and how much time I was wasting with certain things. So it makes you like reevaluate, like when you actually have like a vision board, you have something in front of you that challenges you to sit with your thoughts, sit with yourself, look at your life, and look at the things that you see that you don't really approve of. It also takes, sometimes for someone else. So like, it's not a bad idea to seek out like a coach, or go to a class, go to something where someone else that has been in your position challenges you to find, ways to get to, where they are. So that was one thing. The boot camp was amazing. Like, I cried there because I was just like, oh my gosh, like, like I found out how to, charge what I'm worth, how to invest in myself with time and financially, so that way I wouldn't have to feel like I'm, enslaved to the money, or, to getting clients in and everything like that. So, I'd say that boot camp really is the start that changed my life. Another class that I took, there is a photographer here in Kansas City by the name of Kiana Renee. She also does life coaching as well. So like pretty much like a lot of like coaching series or classes that I've gotten into is what helped me fine-tune my vision to some of the things that I'm pursuing today and that I have going on today. So she had a class as well on goals and your vision, and one of the touching things that she had me do was we did a meditation in this class. It was a very intimate setting, and so we had to envision ourselves like the perfect day. How do you see yourself? Where are you? Like, what does it smell like? Are there blinds? Are there drapes that are open? Like, what do the chairs look like? What do you feel like? Or do you kiss your spouse? Are your kids coming up running to you? Or, like, what do you envision, like, this perfect day? And she had us write it down, and we wrote it as if like we were writing a letter to ourselves, and she mailed it back to us a year later, and it was just like the things that I wrote as far as like the feelings and stuff like that, maybe not like the material things that I thought or envisioned or anything, but the feelings, like what I wanted to work on in my marriage, what I wanted to work on with being a mom, with being a business owner, everything, like all my feelings and everything that I wanted to overcome for myself, it was in this letter. And that was an amazing experience as well, that also triggered emotion and made me look at things in a totally different perspective as well. So those two coaching classes really helped. If you find anything in your area of, I personally like the intimate settings. I don't have anything against like bigger settings like empowerment groups and stuff like that. Those are cool, but I love intimate interacting sessions. Those really help me because you get to write things out. You most of the time you get like a notebook. You get to talk, you get to cry, you get to laugh, you make friends, and it's just a really small setting. So I really appreciate those two classes, the boot camp at my sister-in-law's salon, and the goal setting and vision class, coaching class with Kiana Renee. So then that brings me to so when I got to write everything down from the boot camp that I envisioned myself, doing, I was like, well, I've always kind of wanted to get into education. Not like school education, or not being, like in a beauty school educator. I wanted to, do like the continued education and everything like that. And so my vision class that I took with Kiana Renee kind of came like right on time with where I was, because I got into learning more about the law of attraction, like speaking things into existence and, stuff like that. So at this time I was like, oh my gosh, like, it was like getting so slow. There's certain periods throughout the year where, like, salons and restaurants and, other service industry, places are, it's pretty slow. It's slow at those times. So I was like, it would be so amazing if I just want to be an educator. Like, I narrowed it down to like 3 brands that I wanted to be educator for. Like, one was in makeup, one was in hair, and then the brand of eyelash extensions that I used, which I just loved, with Extreme Lashes. And so anyway, I love the brand. I was like, I would love to be an educator. Like, I don't know what it would take for, either of those. Like, I'll do some research. And then, like, would you know it, I think maybe like later that week, I got an email about Extreme Lashes looking for educators, looking for, lash instructors. And I was like, what? And so I didn't know like what I would go into it, anything like that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna apply. It's like 3 a.m. I applied, and then I was selected to get an interview. Little did I know, so like from, when was this? I think this was sometime in the middle or end of January, and I interviewed all the way up until March 26th, I think. There was like an interview a week between this time. For 2 months there was like an interview. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, like Survivor Island or something like that. Like, who's gonna be left on the island? Like, and I was like, this is really extensive. And each one I was just going through, but I just felt like I belong here. I didn't think like, what if I don't make it, And so then I got selected to go to boot camp, and I didn't realize that I have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other lash stylists. I was one of 13 individuals chosen to go to this, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, that just, if that doesn't like boost your confidence, and where you are and where that you belong, where you should be, I don't know what will. So I'm there, and the boot camp was like almost 3 weeks. I would go away from my family and work and everything, so it just took a lot of faith to be there, not working, but I built some strong bonds with some girls there, and like girls like all over the country. So you have like med spa girls, like you got salon owners. Like, my roommate was salon owner of 30 years, and she was like, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's just so like calm and cool and peaceful, and just being around them, like, your vibe attracts your tribe. So just being around all these women that were all doing something different, had something else going for them, it just sparked, something in me that, I need to, kind of like up the ante on my goals and the things that I, want to do. And so when I finished with the boot camp and I got home, and then another situation came up where I could have my own studio space for myself. It was a really good price. However, there was something to that, because the owner of the building that I ended up renting from, she put the building up on the market, and I didn't know about it, and I already paid her, and it was just a big crazy mess. But all in all, my faith kept me going and protected. I was able to be in this studio space for 11 months, almost a year. And I was like, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna give up. Like in the 11th hour, like things always just seem to manifest and to just, come to light how they're meant to be. So 11 months later, I'm still educating. I'm, flying to Virginia, Texas, Oklahoma, Chicago, and of course, in the greater Kansas City area, for trainings. And I'm like, this is so awesome because, my downtime where it's slow at the salon, like I'm still making progress. I'm still, making an income, and I'm doing what I love, and I get to help other people, with their lash styling practices, and everything's just amazing. Then I get the news that the owner of the building that I was working in, that I had my studio space in, she said that I guess with the building being up on the market, things were not going how she wanted to go. So she basically gave me and another girl that was working there like a 2-month notice, like as of this date. I think it was the end of May. As of the May or something, if she didn't find anything, then we were gonna have to leave. And at this time it was February, so I think it's a little longer. It was the end of February, almost March. And so I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna stress, I'm not gonna worry about it, because I had a training coming up, and then I also had another a class, and then right after that class we were leaving to go to spring break. And this time we actually had a whole week vacation, spring break vacation, my husband, myself, and our boys. And like we were going out of town, we had all this stuff planned, so I was like, you know what, I don't have time, to be going through all this stuff. So we go ahead on our spring break, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna meditate, I'm gonna find my peace with it, everything's gonna be fine. I truly believe that there's a place already ready for me, that I'm just gonna be able to walk into, that's already ready for me. So I spoke it, I meditated on it, I envisioned myself, being fine, everything working out, me being in my dream salon. And I come back from spring break, and my mother-in-law shows me a screenshot of a lady that was not, going to be a salon owner anymore, and she asked if anyone was interested. I walked into the salon, it was fully furnished, everything was already in there, the color of the wall, like everything that was like I envisioned, that was on my Pinterest board. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the color gray that I wanted the walls and all that stuff. So I talked with her, and I was like, okay, I was like, well, are you taking, your shampoo bowls and your chair, are you taking everything with you? And she's like, no, the only thing I'm taking with me are like her decor, like her, sitting furniture and her decor on the walls. But I literally, when I came back from my spring break, it was on the 24th, the night of the 24th, because it was my son's birthday. And then the 25th, I went and picked up my dog, and I went to go see the place, because that's when I got the screenshot, and I messaged her immediately. And then that day is when I was like, okay, this is really gonna happen. So I was able to find the place. I put my deposit down. In April, I was out of there out of the previous place I was in by April 30th. So it was a month before she even, gave the boot, for me to leave. And I got to walk into a fully furnished salon. And, here we are a year later. I am loving the progress that I've made with it. Really funny story in this story. In April, when I paid my deposit, that following week, I paid my car off, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna be really serious. I got a salon now. Like, I gotta make sure everything's paid on time. Well, the next day after I paid my car payment, I found out I was pregnant. So my, baby's 3 months old now. And so I've been a salon owner for almost a year, but it's been like such a crazy ride, and it just worked out so great because I was also wanting a place that I could host training programs in, and this open floor plan salon became just readily available, already fully furnished. There were just things that I put in that were more like my style, but other than, everything was just beautiful when I walked in. I just made like some minor adjustments to fit, my brand and the things that I had going on for myself. But slowly but surely, I'm getting to the place of, I've gotten more to a place of balance. My schedule, I'm not working as many days and hours. My days have condensed down. My clients really appreciate me. I have amazing clients and friends that continue to support my business. But me finding my why, finding what I really wanted, like that was just burning deep within me that I really wanted, helped me to identify what I was willing to work for. It helped me to identify things that were unnecessary. So you also have to learn to say no too. Once you find your why and you know where you're going, where your goals should be after that, you don't have time for anything else. So you have to learn how to say no, and say no without explaining yourself. So you don't have to say, oh, no, because I have to. The answer is just no. No, I'm not available. Period. You don't have to say anything else. If it doesn't fit in your goals, if it doesn't fit in your why, if it doesn't fit in, everything that makes up your being into who you're meant to be, just say no. Don't compromise yourself. Don't compromise your dreams and your goals. So I hope I was able to cover quite a bit for anyone needing to know how to find your why. My story is just an example, but it's helped me so much in fine-tuning my goals and my vision to get to where I am and where I'm going. Get me to where I am today, to appreciate where I am today, and to be thankful for what's to come, for tomorrow, and for the days that I'm blessed to have ahead. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, message me. I am on Instagram under Brittany_Studio Plush. That's BRITTANY_Studio Plush. You can also find me in the hashtag KCMompreneur. KCMompreneur. I am also on Facebook, facebook.com/KCMompreneur as well. And I hope that you are able to jot down some things that will help you find your why. And I hope this video helps you and that you all have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye.